What's going on, Knucklehead? GCam Gaming here with another LEGO Legacy Heroes Unboxed video for you. And today I'm bringing you the classic space. I'm gonna just call them minor buffs. Not really reworks, balance changes. They listed as balance changes. It's more like buffs and kind of just like synergy integration to make the team better as a whole. So these buffs are going to be more synergistic things, like things that are gonna make them work better with Alan and Leo. So we got Jen's and Reed with some minor synergistic buffs. So Jen's awesome buff on the passive, right? In the beginning of battle, each space in Techy hero gains now 20% max health and 20% defense. So that's sick, right? So on top of all the other passive buffs space is getting to, classic space is getting, or space in general is getting, right? With this classic space team, they're getting 20% health, 20% defense. That's sick. And for each classic space hero, all heroes gain 1% speed. So we're getting on, basically 4%. Everyone on the team, because of Jen's passive, is getting 4% speed for that classic space team. Personally, I think you have to run classic space with Gorwell. I think if you're going to have Alan and Leo, you'll probably are going to have Gorwell at that point. Even my Gorwell's 4 stars, and I still run that. I still run her out there. So I think that even at 4 stars, Gorwell is sick. And on top of the buffs that Gorwell's giving, you're talking about a really fast team. And in any game, in everything, speed kills. Speed is everything. But a little bit more stuff. Ooh, don't want to go over the Quincy stuff. A little bit more going on with Reed, right? So his basic got buffed up a little bit. There's now an 80% chance for him to gain crit chance up 1 for 2 turns, which does kind of, help, works with a little bit of synergy. It's better early game with his, where his stun is not 100% unless you have that crit chance. But it's still really nice to, no. It works, sorry, not with the stun, with the shooty McShooty. So it does give him a better chance to clear all buffs from a target, which, again, there's now ways to clear taunts, and now there's a more reliable way to get crit chance up and get that 100% buff clear from Shooty McShooty, which also, Shooty McShooty, his special too, now deals an additional 10% bonus damage for each maintenance token on the target. So, like I said, there's that little bit of synergy they just worked in. Those maintenance tokens, right, are now going to give Reed a little more damage on his special too. So I really like that. And then they kind of buffed up his passive a little bit. If Spaceman Leo is on the team, Reed has his critical damage increased by 50%. So again, there's those synergies that's kind of coming with the new classic Spaceman Leo, maintenance tokens, and extra crit damage for Reed. And now, so how I skipped the Blacktron rework, because that's tomorrow's video, let's talk about the Galaxy Explorer, because this got a lot of stuff added to it, and this was already the best set in the game. Why they decided to go this route, I feel like, and people are going to hate this, like, oh, Galaxy Explorer Space was already the best. It wasn't really, right? You were using like 3 space figures and like 2 Ghostbusters, right? So I think what they did was they said, we know that this team is sick, so we're gonna give you 2 sick figures, Alan and Leo, that are gonna change it up. So you don't have to keep seeing Slimer and Egon on every team, right? So basically they pushed out Slimer and Egon for the space team, and they're making the space team a space team. So I don't hate it. But these buffs are nice. So ability, the advanced medbay. At the start of a space hero's turn, if they have 0 debuffs, there's an 80% chance to gain skill up 1 for 2 turns, which actually does work pretty well with Quincy, which we'll see tomorrow. And they're going to gain it for 2 turns now instead of 1. They also get a chance to get critical damage up 1 for 2 turns for classic space heroes. So you're going to see Reed is really going to be about that crit damage now, right? Like he was really always just about like the stun and the buff clear. And the crit damage was kind of like not a huge thing for him. But I think, especially with Leo giving him 50% more crit damage, He's got an 80% chance to just start the battle with crit damage up, which is, I think it's 20% or 10% on crit damage up for that buff. So he's gonna be doing a pretty fair amount of damage when he does crit. Plus getting more damage from maintenance. So Reed's gonna be hitting a little harder, right? There's that passive. That's the Allen passive. That's gonna give him 10% more attack. Reed's going to be hitting more harder on this Classic Space team. So they kind of made Reed a little more of a star. Whenever an enemy foe receives a maintenance token, there's a 30% chance for Spaceman Leo to perform a bonus attack. Right? So with this set, Leo gives out maintenance tokens on his basic. Right? He gives out... So basically every basic, there's now a 30% chance to follow up with another basic, which can put out another maintenance token. So technically, Leo can continuously chain you, right? It's gonna take a ton of RNG, but he does have a potential for an infinite loop of chains because every basic is going to be a 30% chance to get another basic. So that's pretty sick too. And I'm thinking Leo is gonna be hitting relatively hard. And now he's just putting out maintenance tokens more and more quickly. Plus, he also puts out maintenance tokens whenever allies die. Right? So, was that? Yeah, I believe he was. Whenever allies die, he puts out maintenance tokens. So he's got another chance to get more bonus attacks, put out more maintenance tokens. It's sick. The light speed got a little buff. At the start of battle, Explorer heroes increase their speed by 2% per active space hero and a 40% chance to gain I'm assuming that meant dodgy. So, I mean, first off, that 2% is already sick because Jens is giving more speed and Leo is giving... The speed buffs are insane. They're insane. Like, nobody should be this fast. Like, this team is going to be a nightmare to deal with in tournaments and arena. Like, I'm just going to say that now. This is going to be a nightmare team, right? Which is why these figures cannot be just, we're going to put them out there in a brick pace. Honestly, like I said when the 2 new figures came out, like, oh, do an unboxed, and I didn't hate that. But like, now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know. These have to be like hard to slow farm, hard to acquire rewards. And I think like a master tile shop, where like, you know, you could still pay for it. I don't know. But they should not be somebody that I can go out the first day and buy because they're nuts. This is nuts. This is crazy. This is sick. System restart. So whenever a space hero deals damage to a target foe, there's a 50% chance to clear 1 buff from them. So I think that was actually more than 1 buff before that. So they kind of nerfed that a little bit. If any buff is clear, the target foe's pep is reduced by 3% pep, and the hero's pep is increased by 3%. So they can clear a buff, and they can gain a little pep and kind of take a little pep away. It's only 3%, so it's whatever. When an Explorer hero is revived, all hero pep is increased by 15%. So when Alan gets that revive off, or if Alan revives himself, right, with that 70% chance to do so, his pep everybody's pep gets increased, making us even faster for some reason. Whenever, I can't work with this, whenever a Techy hero gains a debuff, which I'm thinking there's going to be 3 Techys in the Classic Space department now, their pep is increased by 5% for each active space hero, and their grit is increased by 3%. So whenever they get a debuff, now I'm assuming like, so that's a permanent grit increase, right? The pep increase is 5%, but each active space hero, which Barrel is a space hero, is going to get 3% permanent grit increase. So every time somebody gets a Techy gets a debuff, everybody's their grit goes up, right? 5% for each active space hero, and so their grit is increased by 3%, 5%, and they get 25% pep. Whenever they get like that's also sick. That was, I mean, the ability already worked like this, but now I'm putting it into perspective of we're doing, like, it is changed, assuming Alan and Leo are also Techy, because now they're benefiting from this, not just gens. And you're also now running this on a team with 5 space heroes, not 3 space heroes or 2 space heroes and 2 ghostbusters. Whenever a foe gains a maintenance token, their pep is reduced by 7% per each maintenance token on that foe. So we go back to ability 1. On top of he can just keep putting out maintenance tokens on these bonus attacks, right? He's also decreasing their pep as he's doing. Like, this is sick. This team is gonna just steamroll everything. Like, I thought the new Imperials were sick. It's not even close. And then the last ability, which I don't know the name of it, I didn't put it. Whenever a classic space hero gets a debuff, they have a 25% chance to clear all debuffs from themselves. Also sick. So on top of they were getting debuffs and increasing their pep and gaining grit, well, they also have a chance to just clear them from themselves when you debuff. And they have a 40% chance to gain debuff immunity for 2 turns whenever they get a debuff, which was already sick. But wait, there's more. And at the end, this is the new part, at the end of the turn, space heroes with the lowest health, a space hero with the lowest health has a 75% chance to gain max health up 1 for 2 turns, which is a nice little added buff. Yeah, they're really like, they're pushing space in this. Okay? And space was already like sick. Like, there's 2 types of space. There's free to play and there's whale space. Whale space is gens and Gorwell. And this is whale space. You know, it's not going to be gens, Gorwell, Allen, and Leo. Like, it's going to be whale space. It's going to be sick. It's going to be classic. I love it. I'm here for it. This is sick. This is literally sick. This is the sickest thing I've ever seen. I can't even. We have to outro the video. This is over. I can't talk about this anymore. Yeah. No, it's, yeah. Yeah, no. I know I'm on the crowd track. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to do the outro. Okay. Yeah, well, that's pretty much all I got for you today, Knuckleheads. Please remember to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding that little bell for some notifications, and as always, remember to knuckle up.